So this is a Swift Conqueror 650, just going to take you around the 560, sorry, going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got your 2 gas bottle tow downs and your gas regulator on the bulkhead. You can carry a maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles at any point on board the caravan. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your Aldi heating and hot water flow, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. Don't ever cover this up when you've got the heating in operation, as it will cause problems inside of the van. You've then got your wind down legs on either side of the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site, and you've got the 2 on the rear as well to stabilise the van from the back of the van. You then got your water pump connection, blue trigger back, pull the pump out to release it from the van and push in to lock it in place, and then let the blue trigger go again. You need to make sure the act roll is completely full prior to turning on the water pump, because if you don't, it will draw air up inside the van and cause an airlock in the water system. We've put a battery on the van just to demonstrate everything is working. That will be coming off prior to the van leaving site, unless you'd like to purchase one. Then you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site. You then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site and later on in the video, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the caravan leaving site. You've then got your toilet flush tank. You'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use, and that allows you to flush your toilet. That will, over your week away, probably run down, and you will need to top it up a couple of times potentially. You've then got your toilet waste cassette at the bottom. To release it, you pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. Grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In this cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Coming to the back of the van, you've got your 2 wind down legs on either side to stabilise the van, and again they're just there for stabilising. The pipe you see coming down on the other side is a overflow for the heating system on board the caravan. I'll show you where that is when we go inside the van. Then coming down the door side, behind the door, you've got 2 fridge vents. 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of those there's also a gas flute for when you're running the fridge on gas. Coming down to the front of the van, you've got your 3-pin socket to allow power out to your awning should you wish to. So if you're on a mains powered site, plug your socket in and it'll allow you to have the power out to your awning. Then you've got your underbed storage and your barbecue gas point at the front of the van. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, you've got your main control panel. So you'll turn the power on this button here. You'll turn the power on and the screen will light up. You've then got your awning light for the outside of the caravan. Your lights are above the front cabinets, and then your roof lights as well for the caravan, and your auxiliary lights around the van. Some are turned off at the moment, so when you come into the van you can turn them on and off, etc., and make sure you're happy with all of those. On the bottom left hand side here we've got the water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. In here, when you've got dim level at the bottom, you can actually adjust the brightness of the lights above the cabinets on either side at the front of the van. Higher you go, the brighter the lights will be. Got some advanced settings, so you've got your heater settings, system settings, sergeant alarm system, and the leisure charging on board the caravan. But when you initially come into the caravan, the first thing you're going to need to do is make sure, if you connect to mains power, that all of your 240 trip switches are turned on. So underneath the seat on the far side of the caravan, you've got your system shutdown switch, which needs to be pushed down for the caravan to operate, and then the 2 switches on the opposite side, the charger and heating and hot water, both need to be turned on also. Underneath the panel on the left hand side of there, you have your 12-volt fuses, and each of these 12-volt fuses is listed on the door itself. And then you've got your 240 trip switches on the opposite side. And again, underneath the control panel, underneath the door on this side, you've got your 240 trip switches. Heat your test switch on the left hand side, and if this switch drops down, it means there is mains power coming to the caravan. If it stays in the upright position, it means you have no mains power coming from the post on site to the caravan itself. Once you've got all them switches turned on, you'll then be looking underneath the seat for the yellow drain down valve. So the yellow valve there is your drain down valve for the water system itself. So when you want to fill the system, you need to have the valve in the position it's in now. and then upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat when you want to drain the water system down. So if the valve is upright and you drain the system down, we'd also advise that you put all the taps into the open central position between the hot and the cold, so it allows all of the water out of the pipework on board the van back out of the system. And also the shower head we would advise you put down to the floor, so it allows any water out of the shower pipework itself. Once that valve is in the correct position, you come over to every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side of the water system. I'm just going to do it from the kitchen sink for now, but as the water system's already been bled, so when you come into the van you can turn on the taps in the bathroom and the shower also. But we'll open all the taps up and then turn the water pump on. With the water pump running, the water system will start filling. Once you have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, the water system is completely full. And you can shut all the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. Now each time you turn the tap off, the water pump will continue to run for a few moments, just so it pressurises the system again, ready for the next use of the water system. So once you're ready to warm the water, that's where the little silver control panel comes in above the door. So you turn it on with this button on the bottom left hand side, and you'd always turn this back off prior to turning off the main control panel. Once control panel's on, you've got mains power coming to the caravan on the top right hand side here, and then you've got your current room temperature. Hit the menu button, and at the top here you've got your room temperature for your heating, so you've got plus or minus to set your room heating. 5 degrees, essentially when it is at 5 degrees the heating is turned off. Below that you have your water temperature, so you've got hot water on when this bar is halfway full, and then when it is full you've got hot water boost when you're showering on board the caravan. Below that you have the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on, so you've got either 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. Now it will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to, and if you're not sure what to set this to, I'd advise you ask your site office when you arrive on your holiday. To operate the gas, heating and hot water, very simply hit the gas option on the bottom left hand side. The green light means it has ignited on gas, and if it fails to ignite on gas, it'll come with gas fail on the screen at the bottom here. You have got some advanced settings in this control panel. For these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. So that's your heating and hot water. Next up we're going to go to the fridge. The fridge is very simple to use, so you've got power on. And the first option you see lit up here is the 240 mains. So if you're on 240 mains or gas, you can control the temperature of the fridge of this button with the button on the right hand side. And the more amount of bars you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. If you want to use the fridge on gas, you can select the gas option here. The fridge will self-ignite on gas, and if it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to flash the red warning light on this side, and also the pilot light just here. If it does fail to ignite, press and hold the reset button just here, and the igniter will restart. You've then got your 12 volt mode. Now 12 volt mode isn't the 12 volt supply from the caravan itself, it's actually from the car you are towing with. If you don't have the right connection on the car, then the 12 volt mode will not operate on the fridge. It also won't work if it isn't wired up correctly. But with that, it will also stop the battery from charging when you're travelling if you do not have the right connection. But if you do have it connected correctly, or the connections correctly, then the fridge will operate as a call box, and it'll also charge your battery on board the caravan. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. You just need to remember 240 mains. If you haven't got any 240 mains for the microwave coming into the van, it will not operate as a microwave, it will just be a bread bin essentially. And then you've got your electric ring on the back there, which again will need 240 mains for it to operate. Coming into the bathroom now, we have our toilet system. We have the electric flush on top of the toilet here. We have the toilet full indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, the toilet seat needs to be back in the central position as it is now. Then below the toilet, you have the grey waste handle, which you need to push across to the right hand side to allow the waste into the cassette, and you have it in the central position when you're trying to remove the waste cassette from underneath the van. If you don't have it in the central position, it can actually potentially damage the toilet waste cassette itself. So this is a Swift Conqueror 560. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.